All right, first hackathon, it's config themed, .files themed. Who has the sickest, most souped out setup? And it's going to be judged based on creativity primarily. Like, I want to see some very interesting artistic renditions. I'll give out a couple of different prizes for different categories, which I'm going to be kind of opaque about and not really tell you the whole picture of because I want to just be able to make final judgments. Um, but you can win based on being very pragmatic, having like the most extensive like shortcuts and commands to do anything you can imagine quickly, or you could win by having a really strange like fully hexagonal operating system or weird. That's just an example. Like, do something very artistic and different. Don't really care what the underlying OS is, although like it would be kind of nice to see a spec sheet. I'll make my own little video at the end of this, kind of detailing it. So the timeline is now. As soon as I said this, you're on to next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it'll be closed. The way you submit is in our Discord, which is discord.gg/vestibule, one word. And if you get in there, you'll see like a little submissions channel, and you'll post a video there. The video has to be 5 minutes in length. You can't go over 5 minutes, but you can be anywhere under 5 minutes, and you'll be disqualified if you do. And you in the title of the video, call it well, I guess you can call it whatever you want, but include hashtag vestibule in the title of your submission. And so the prizes I'm giving away for this, a few things. The primary one is the Glove 80, which is about a $400 mechanical keyboard. And the reason I'm giving it away is because I used it like once, but I just don't have time to learn another keyboard layout, and I don't have any hand problems yet. I figure I will in a few years, but I'm kicking that can down the road. And in the meantime, I'm giving this keyboard out. And then also, I'll give out this special edition of Dune. It's got blue pages. That's pretty sick. Which I can sign if you would like, but also like you can keep it plain too. I don't really like signatures in books. I think that's a kind of strange practice. Yeah, I think like also I'll throw in some miscellaneous like art prizes, and I'll gift a bunch of roles in Substack Premium, and also you'll get featured on the channel. And don't forget, like, I got tons of job offers from teaching Vim tips. Like, the bar is not that high. All you need is like mild competence and a friendly attitude and to be in front of a lot of people. That's really all it takes. And I'm hoping like hackathons like this will give some people a chance to shine. And yeah, be really creative. I want to see some like we've been in this kind of time wasting hobby for so long. You know, we're all guilty of just like spending hours and hours like micro tweaking things. What if we can solve it once and for all and like find the perfect dot files? Like, they just do everything right. And actually, that's another kind of thing I'm going to be judging you for. I don't really care if you're like, oh, I've installed every fucking trendy thing I can possibly find. I have new shell and this and this and this. Like, just, bro, whatever. It's not about how many things you have installed. It's like how the thing comes together cohesively. Like, you could have written all your scripts in OCaml, but if you have some insanely useful automation scripts and tools, like, I'm really looking for that. Like, a computer that just suits you super well, that just does everything for you. And I'm kind of a minimalist again. Like, doing everything for you is cool, but it's got to be doing things that are actually useful. You know, not to give the Obsidian people too much shade, but if you have like 10 different note distilling systems that are all distilling into a note with like a mental graph, and like you're taking notes about how you take notes, like, personally, I'm not blown away by that, but so yeah, like, I'll probably give kind of divergent prizes for like best programming setup and best like note taking / general academics setup. And yeah, I would more like to see your dot files doing something than just being passively cool. Like if you're a math person and you just have a really cracked out math thing, or you're maybe even like an electrical engineer or something and you design PCBs, or I guess that's a firmware engineer. I don't know. I don't know what that is, what the job title, embedded engineer. And you might not even use Vim, you might just, or you might be a graphic designer. You could win this as a graphic designer if your dot files are just like really cohesive and like everything comes together really well. Like 300 packages, meh, like 10 packages that are all working super well together, that's way cooler. I also, for a similar reason, like you can spec list, but in my video, like I'll make, I think like I'm not gonna really do that a ton. Like I don't even really care what OS you're on. I don't even really care what package manager you use. Like it's really cool if you've got like Nix and stuff and everything is really I'll give you a little bit of cred for that. Like it's nice, it's very organized. It's probably way better than Mac OS or Windows, but I ultimately just care, can you make the computer like bow to your will? Doesn't matter like what you use to do that. Yeah, you could be running just some goofy OS as long as like things come together nicely. And yeah, that's about it. Talked about it a submit already. Make the video public or put them all in a playlist and then maybe stream judging them. And we'll have like little seminars all throughout the week. Little like we'll be active in the vestibule just talking about dot files essentially. And yeah, you could go crazy on this, but I made it kind of a light theme on purpose for the first one. Don't kill yourself. It's over 7 days. You can just chip away at this with an hour or two here or there. And also keep in mind, if you submit early, because you can submit in any time in the range, you might accidentally leak some of your best tech to people. So keep those little secrets hidden. Also, bonus points if you use, well, not bonus points, but it would just be cool to see like now that we have like agents, some like local AI and like little workflows around that would be really cool. I'm sure there's some awesome stuff that can be done, but I'm a cynic. You're gonna have to really convince me. All right, here's an example submission with my dot files. I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer, not expecting to win, just to show off kind of what I expect out of this. All right, so my window manager is aerospace, and essentially this is a just like tiling, lightweight window manager. You can see things will snap into place. That was a little bit slow, but terminal emulator is Ghosty. I'm using Tmux for multiplexing and the Tmux sessionizer so I can jump to, well, I have a dedicated binding for my config. Then I'm using NeoVim as my primary editor. You can see I have my aerospace config open. I'm using LazyGit. I have a special binding for this. Update styles, and then I have a dedicated space for each of my like different things. So I've got Ghosty, the terminal emulator, Helium, the browser, Finder. I'm looking for a better file explorer, but is what it is. Soyak, my PDF reader, Codex is my harness of choice right now. Vesktop is my Discord client, then Figma and DaVinci. And I can snap around to all of these. They all stay in the same place every time, which is really nice. And then, let's see, sometimes I'll use btop for disk usage, and, well, no, not that. I have DU for that, but there's also this program called Mole, which is nice for cleaning disk space. Btop is good as well, though. I guess browser setup, so I use the Proton suite as well, and that's not really part of the setup, I guess, but... and I've got Vimium C is my main browser extension that allows me to custom click on things. And I've got that little CSS there, uBlock Origin. I don't think anything else is super relevant. I don't really use Activity Watch. I'm removing this. Then I guess let's also look at a couple more utilities here. So the agent harness of choice I have is Codex for larger projects, desktop Codex. I was using T3, but I kind of like Codex better right now. I don't do a ton of like agentic engineering, and I like for small changes the Pi agent, which is very small. It's got a very small context window. Lots of people are using it. It's nice for like little things like research and install this thing, or switch this project from npm to bun, something like that. Then I also have, let's see, like Yazzie is a file manager, and it's nice with ghosty that you can see things. So if we go into like artifacts and let's do experiment 4, you can see I can pull up like renders of things right here. Kind of nice. You can do that in Vim as well and stuff, but I haven't really set it up. Let's see, what else do I want to showcase? I guess I have a couple of useful features. Like if I go to, I don't know, homework or something, I've got the types to preview set up, which is quite nice. So I can have instant live changes. I have a kind of math heavy setup. Also, like, I don't need to show off Figma especially, that's its own whole thing, but this is my like editing graphics software of choice. It's just nice and fast, but they might be kind of shitified in the future, so I might have to switch to like PenPot or something. Then I have Raycast, which is just a must-have, is kind of a command palette for picking up things. And yeah, this has also got some great other little extensions and features. So for instance, one of them is like you can just copy screenshots really easily to clipboard. You can copy text really easily to clipboard. So this OCR's text. And you can script this as well, so you could pipe this all into like an LLM and have it auto-generate the LaTeX code. And LLMs can generate types to now because of reinforcement learning, which is pretty nice. Let's see, what else do I have that I use all the time? I guess OBS is my screen recording software of choice. That's kind of basic. I have a couple other browsers. I think it's good to have the Firefox. Like Firefox is a backup if you're any kind of web developer to just debug stuff like that. I don't have anything else super niche. I guess Soyak is my paper reader of choice, so it has different themes. You can go through the chapters. Let's go to completeness. Yeah, you can leave bookmarks, whatnot. I've made a whole video about this. You can open up about behaviorism, other things, scroll around, whatnot. Yeah, this is a nice little tool. I have another monitor I can send things over to as well, with a hotkey very nicely, and the window manager works well with all of that. The window manager now I just use like the Pi agent to be like, can you add the newly installed Proton Suite to my window manager and add appropriate bindings. All right. So yeah, that was not really planned. I would suspect, like, if you were serious about winning this, you would kind of schedule out more like what you want to talk about in each of the things, and you might just be like, you could be like a dick and just like make it a video where it's like 10 minutes long, but you speed it up by 2 times, but please don't do that. I will kind of judge you if you do that. Yeah, so I guess also, this is kind of beyond the scope of the video. I should have pointed this out, but I don't have a ton of like aesthetic decisions other than that I have this like kind of accessibility setting, rounded borders on, but I'm on a Mac. I barely have any control over this thing compared to some people, so yeah. Make something cool.